There we go.
We are live.
We are live.
Yeah, I had to go live before I could send you the invite. It looked like.
Gotcha.
So
I hit Cody up right quick. I think he was about to. Cody was like, "Yeah, man, I'm about to go to bed. You guys are gonna have to like give me like a heads up next time." Then he chimed back and he's like, "Fuck it, dude, I'm getting on there. Hold on."
yeah, Chad is ready to roll, man.
Cody, hit us up so that way we can make sure this is working.
So I got three new subscribers since last night.
Yeah,
so I'm up to 27, man. I get up to 27. We getting there.
Fucking congrats, man. Hell yeah, that's the shit.
I appreciate you throwing the contest out there, man. That's pretty cool, man.
Oh, dude, it's gonna be, it's gonna be so much fun, man. What we're gonna do, man, since we got that Friday the 13th coming up, man. We only get one or so often anyway. It's like literally like once or twice a year at most. But man, I can't wait for that to come through, man. Because then Friday the 13th that day, man, we'll get on here and do another video just like this.
Right.
Names right there in the canister. Pull one out. Got one lucky winner, so they can just take.
That's awesome, man.
Pick out whatever they want, from Vinegar Syndrome, Severn. I figured I'd make it $30, man, because you can't get on here and get anything for like a $25 gift card is like just bullshit. Like you're gonna automatically have to spend more money. So
yeah,
like at least $30, and I'll cover the shipping and handling. That gets somebody a free title, and hopefully we can get you to 100 subscribers. And hell, man, we'll do another one to the road to 200, man. Just
that'll work, man.
Get full use out of this, man.
We're out the new shirt.
The fucking man.
Yeah, I seen that. I said, "I got to grab that."
You rocking fucking Clint Eastwood. I'm over here rocking Johnny Cash, man.
Old school.
All right, man. Let's roll it, man.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. You the special guest here. You go first. Well, basically, what we're going to do here, we're going to go over our 10. I'm not going to say my 10 favorite Scream Factory, but it's 10 of my favorites because I got way more than 10. Most of these are some of my favorite movies, so it's hard to just narrow it down to 10. But these are the 10 that stand out to me anyway. And I got a couple honorable mentions here. But I'm gonna let you go first.
I can't wait to see what you got in your list because just so
I'm wondering how many we got the same is what I'm wondering.
We did not go over the list by any chance.
Not at all.
Not at all. This was just like, dude, it was hard to pick 10, so there's a few extras over here. We're just gonna go with it. Fuck it.
Yeah, let's do it, man.
But I tell you what, man. To go first, man, I'm going to have to probably pull this one out. This one was one of the first releases by Scream Factory. The one I'm going to hold up was just recently released, though, because they did do it in 4K. Thank God this was actually put out. But that is none other than John Carpenter's They Live. That great poster artwork right there behind me. I love having that poster. But yeah, man, this movie right here, I think was just pretty much before Scream Factory put it out. I think it was forgotten.
Yeah.
To hear Cliff McMillan, I was listening to even sent a couple people the link. I even sent you the link too of Cliff McMillan saying while they were going over the paperwork at Scream Factory, they were going over the titles that they were going to make an offer for to Universal, and they fucking forgot to put They Live on there, so he manually typed it in, didn't change the offer, and Universal came back and was like, "Yeah, that's fine. We'll give you that one too."
That's crazy.
You know what?
Yeah. Now
features, but you know what? They could have 8 discs in here full of special features, and I'll still say it's not enough.
Right now, the Blu-ray They Live. Do you have the one that's got the buy sticker on it, the little white sticker?
Yeah,
that's kind of the rare one. I don't have that one. I hear that's kind of the rare one.
Just because of that fucking sticker. Come on, man.
Yeah, I know. But that being said, I'm kind of a slipcover whore, and I ain't never been able to find it, so it is pretty rare.
Hey, I'll keep an eye out for you, man. They definitely pop up on eBay all the time. Like I said last night, you'll still find these slips with the movie together sometimes for the earlier Scream Factory releases that first year. They printed out so much product like during that. Whenever they were hyping Scream Factory up, that little sub-label, they did so much product, man. Like that's why you're still seeing Halloween 2, 3, Terror Train slip is a little bit harder to get than I'd say the rest of them. But They Live, I would say that's probably, besides that one and Day of the Dead, that's probably about their best detailed artwork on a poster, in my opinion.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, first up, then I had to pull that one out. You got the poster right there behind me. Everybody knows that artwork, but
right.
4K disc of this looks
man, I am old enough. I remember seeing They Live in theaters, and whenever they announced that Roddy Piper was doing a movie, I was like, "Come on, man!" And I was blown away. And that fight scene between him and what's his name, David Keith,
yep,
one of the greatest fight scenes ever put on film, man. It's fantastic.
ever.
I've actually went and just popped the disc in just to watch that fight scene. You know,
you said David Keith. It's Keith David. You just
Keith David. There you go. There you go. I think there's a David Keith also. That's an actor. I always get anyway. Regardless, you know what I'm talking about.
Exactly. I know.
All right, so I'm gonna go with my number 10. My number 10 here. Like I said, this is again 10 of my favorites. But I had to go with this one, and you told me about this one before I seen it. But I seen this movie and it was pretty messed up. So I'm gonna go. I went with Backcountry.
Wow. Yeah.
So this right here, and I'm gonna go ahead and give you a spoiler alert. This is my only standalone that's in my top 10. But this movie right here, I'm not gonna say it's as brutal as The Revenant when it comes to the bear attack. But by the time it gets to the bear attack, you know, you feel like you know these people. I mean, these are like, you know, me and my wife in the woods. I mean, it could be happening to anybody. And so when this happened, this was so damn realistic. It was just like, man, I'm sitting there going, damn, that's messed up. And so it stuck with me. And you know, a movie, when you watch it and you know, months later, you're still thinking about it, you know, that means something. So yeah, it was based on a true story. They did change the story around. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but the movie is different than the real life story. But I would recommend watching the movie and then Googling the story, and you'll be able to read the article, the actual news article of what happened. So definitely check this out. This is a good movie, and I missed out the slip on this one. I found out there's a slip on this one. That's messing with me, so I got to find the slip. You know me.
You'll get it.
But anyway, that's my number 10.
You know, man, I remember the day me and you were going back and forth on that movie too, and I was kind of telling you, man, like that attack scene that takes place in the tent when the couple in that tent, and I mean, literally, that bear is fucking relentless. Like it just stops constantly. It's building up with just pure dread, and when that attack scene happens, man, it's like it's so premeditated where it just makes you feel fucking uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of I don't know if you ever seen it, but Adam Green did a film called Frozen about the ski lift, people getting stuck. And one of them
that's a messed up movie too.
Breaks his legs, and that wolf attack scene that fucking takes place, dude. Every time I hear those bones crunch when I watch that movie, I can feel it run down my fucking spine where I'm just like, oh my God, dude. Like, I hope this scene passes soon because I just can't take much more of that shit. That's when you know they've really done a good job of getting to the viewer of just fucking, I mean, just brutally just assaulting you, you know?
Yeah, that was great. That was a great flick also. Dude,
good pick on that one. Like, that was, for you to start out with fucking Backcountry, that was like, this is definitely going to be like kind of like a toss-up. I'm kind of thinking now, like I pulled out like a lot of stuff.
Well, I feel like the rest of these, we're probably going to have some of these probably the same, which is fine. I kind of expected that. But let's see. Go ahead and go with your number 9. Let's see what we got.
Yeah, who fucking huge kudos to you for starting out with Backcountry. When you held that up, I was like, holy shit. Like, you put on me. Like,
well, man, that movie blew me away, man. And I said, it's some of these standalone releases, man, they hold their own.
Absolutely.
Maybe not the special feature department, but the movies themselves.
All right, next up, of course, man, I guarantee you probably have this one in your stack, and if you don't have it in your stack, I know you damn sure thought about it. None other than Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. I had to pull this one out of there just because not just the fucking special features alone that's packed into this set. Fucking, it's enough to choke you. There's enough shit in here for everybody, but not to mention, man, this was, I think before Arrow and Screen grabbed this one, man, I think this was almost damn near like another one that was forgotten. MGM just kind of put bare bones releases out, horrible transfers on DVDs and all that shit. And when they did put it on Blu-ray, man, I'll be honest with you, it looked like crap. So to get this release right here, I do have that big limited edition set too as well from Arrow Video, but you know, this one childhood favorites, man. I remember going to the video store, me and Matt both, man, we would take turns renting this VHS, just constantly taking turns, man, just to see Bill Moseley pull off that character of Chop Top.
Man, that's one of his greatest roles, man.
Amen to that shit, man. Amen to that. I was, fucking.
And Dennis Hopper, what a great role for Dennis Hopper. I mean, it's just such an unusual role for him, but you got to respect him being something like that. But directed by Tobe Hooper also. I mean, what a different way to spin this movie than the first one. I mean,
think about it, man. You just gave a lot of props there to Dennis Hopper, man. I will give you a really great recommendation. I knew nothing of this film until Cody had told me about it. But there's this is it David Lynch? He did this film called Blue Velvet that I just watched a few months ago. Didn't know anything about it other than the fact that one of the guys from Twin Peaks was in it, plus Dennis Hopper. And, man, the character he plays in that, man, it's fucking vicious, man. Like, he is just a hard-nosed, like, just fucking monster in that movie with some serious, like, sexual desires and shit, like some issues with that. I definitely recommend that. I think Criterion put that release out. That is a great flick, man. It's called Blue Velvet. Definitely check that out when you get a moment.
Yeah, I'll check that out. And we got that True Romance coming, and his role in True Romance, man, he's not in it very long, but man, he just steals it. Have you already got it? What the hell?
Look, I told you, man. Like, Cody hit me up, and he was like, "Look, man, like, just go ahead and pull it off of Amazon UK. They already took it off the Arrow site. Who knows if it's gonna last?" So I hit you up too because I was like, "Hey, if you want this shit, go ahead and grab a copy because we're already going to be overpaying as it is. There's no telling what it's going to be like on eBay."
Right.
And then, sure enough, man, like 2 days later, Orbit DVD sends me gets on social media, sends a big ass picture of them having stacks of them, and the 4K was already sold out, but they still did have the Blu-ray. So I was like, I got the 4K coming from Amazon. There's the Blu-ray limited edition.
I knew that you had ordered the Blu-ray from Orbit, but I didn't know it had already come in. I thought you had just done that. I didn't realize it was already on the way.
I think I just ordered this like fucking Tuesday or Wednesday, man. It's
wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, man. That's awesome. That's awesome. But that one scene with him and Christopher Walken is it's just a classic scene. I love it.
I can't wait to pop it open, man. Hey, if you while we're talking about that too, if you have any issues like with Amazon UK, let's say like they send you a refund or some shit, or there's something wrong with it, just hit me up, man. I got that extra 4K coming. I don't mind sending that shit your way.
Okay, I appreciate it, man.
All
right, I'm gonna go to my number 9 here. In this movie here, my wife, she doesn't do horror movies. Now she don't do horror movies at all. She absolutely is not a horror movie fan by no stretch of the imagination. And I talked her into watching this, and it took me about a week to get out of the doghouse. But Slither. And now this movie right here is somebody that don't like horror, and this is quoting her. She don't like all the bursting, all the gore, and this movie's got a damn ton of it. So we had some friends of ours over, and we talked them into watching it with us. And yeah, she wasn't a fan, just to say the least. But what a great movie. Man, it's got some pretty messed up, nasty crap in this movie. But yeah, I'm a big fan of it. Like I said, whenever I first got this, I'm gonna be honest with you, I hadn't seen this movie in years. And when I first got this in, I couldn't remember if I had seen it or not. And when I put it in and it started like the first 5 minutes, I said, "Damn, I've seen this movie. I remember seeing this in theaters, and I love this movie." I just for some reason it didn't click. That's what it was because I hadn't seen it in years. So, but just what a great movie, man.
Yeah.
So I had to put this one on my list.
Who could forget the scene where they open the barn door too, man? And that girl is just stretched out and bloated and just looks, oh god, it just looks so fucking gross.
and Michael Rooker, man, he's such a versatile actor, man. He can play the good guy, play the bad guy, and what a perfect place for this because he kind of has to do both, to a certain extent. At least I don't know. I love his character in this movie, and it's a funny ass movie too. So I don't know. It's just I like it a lot. I could pop it in right now and enjoy it.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, whenever I Scream Factory got on social media, whenever they first announced that, yeah, man, I think I was like at a doctor's office or something, and the live feed came through, and they announced it, man, and I was just like, oh, I can't wait to see that. At that point, we only had an overseas Blu-ray at that time. It hadn't been released on Blu-ray yet here in America. And everybody blew up in the comment section. Everybody was like, God damn, it's about time. Like, everybody was excited for that. And I was too, man. So excited. All right. My turn here. So we're going to go with it right quick. Here's a classic right here. Got the poster hanging up right over. Well, you probably can't see, but it's beside Motel Hell over there. This is one right here I know a lot of people don't really give a shit about, but it's definitely one of my favorites for sure. That is From Beyond. Love the hell out of this movie. Stuart Gordon at his finest right here, of course, with a Reanimator too. I have to put those two side by side. But come on, man. Man, you got Jeffrey Combs in here, man. Like, that's all you need. Jeffrey Combs bar.
Yeah.
And you got it made. Not to mention, man, what's the dude's name from Zombie even used him, Dawn of the Dead, Ken Foree.
Right.
this one too, man. Now, what a trio for that right there, man. The special
Yeah,
features. Special feature on here too is awesome. I'll never forget watching the special feature on here when I first got this disc, and it was Jeffrey Combs talking about like the slime that used in here was basically like the same material ingredients that McDonald's uses in their fucking milkshakes. I was like, whoa. So yeah, this is definitely one of my favorites right here, man. I was super lucky to get that poster and that stack when I bought that lot on eBay, man. It was just great fucking film. I try to introduce this movie to countless people, man. I'll be honest, man. I think only one or two's maybe probably popped on it and actually liked it, and the rest of everybody else is just like, dude, like, I like the scene where Barbara Crampton's like showing off every damn thing she's got in that skimpy outfit, but other than that, like, it's just not doing it for me. And I'm like, man, like, this is a great fucking H.P. Lovecraft film, man. Like,
yeah, no doubt, man. I mean, yeah, it's definitely out there. I'm gonna give you that. It's definitely out there. But I was a fan of it. I mean, if you got to appreciate it just for the special effects, if nothing else. I mean, it's pretty over the top, whatever. But I'm definitely a fan of it. All right, so I feel pretty confident you got this in your list, but I had to grab it. I mean, I couldn't do a top 10 without Army of Darkness.
Woo! Yeah.
I mean, come on, this thing here, and I'm hoping that they do a 4K on this one coming up soon. I'm hoping they announce it soon if they hadn't already announced it. I haven't heard they have, but yeah, Army of Darkness, man, this is this is a crazy ass movie.
A blockbuster, man.
But Bruce Campbell, I mean, this movie here, this is just him at his best. I mean, this is one of those movies that I wish they'd make 10 more of them. It never gets old. And, they got the video game coming out, and, he's going to be doing a lot of the voice work, I think. I don't know if you've seen the trailer for that video game yet, but it looks pretty badass.
Yes, sir. That's like a pre-ordered video game for me right there, man. I got to have that.
But I mean, the thing about this movie here, man, is it's so different than the first Evil Dead, and it's like just like the way the first Evil Dead 2 to this movie. All three of those movies kind of stand on their own as being a certain type of movie, and everyone's just great.
Absolutely.
And this is also a franchise that they were pretty ballsy to do a remake. I think it was 2013 they did that Evil Dead remake, and that was a great ass movie. It
was great. It was
and this is a movie that you got some fans that are pretty hardcore. That you don't want to touch that, but I mean they did a hell of a job, I thought, with the remake. So, and even the TV show's good, man. I mean, it's just a great franchise. I love it.
Not to mention that nice little cameo we got from Bruce Campbell, where he just appears just for like a split second, and he's like groovy, and you're like, oh yeah, man, like what a
yeah.
So
yeah, it's good stuff, man.
That has to be like one of my favorite. It has to be one of my favorite remakes, man. Like probably in like the past 2 decades now. Like that Evil Dead remake that's on point, man. Like that's I like.
Yeah, matter of fact, that other channel I was telling you about, the movie collection battle. When I was watching it Thursday night, one of the questions was best remake, and everybody kind of comments their thoughts, whatever. And I put out their Evil Dead. I feel like that's one of the greatest remakes that we've ever had, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
So, definitely holds up.
That's what we do. You just did your third one?
Yeah.
We'll speed this right along. Some of the greatest artwork right here too, with matching. I mean, if not a little bit better, I don't know, about the same for me. Artwork on this is just about damn near unbeatable, that's for sure. And thank God this finally got a really good Blu-ray release. But that's none other than George A. Romero's Day of the Dead. Nice, love that cover, man. Yeah, man, you can't get no better than that, man. Love the hell out of that flick, man. Very happy to see that Screen Factory put love to do it with features as well on here. Anybody who doesn't have this disc, it's still in print. Like, just you have no excuse not to own this. And get the Screen Factory version, because that Arrow Video one is just too goddamn hard to get, man. That window set's just too expensive. Get this. Yeah. One.
Good luck finding that slipcover right now.
Ooh, yeah, that's that slipcover right there.
When I was finishing up my collection, that was a hard one to find.
I remember that shit. I remember.
All right, now we spoke a little bit before we started here, and so I had to throw this one out there. So I'm going to get that out of the way. Sleepaway Camp. This almost went up to number one, just to let you know how good the rest of my movies are. But this was up there. I remember seeing this. I remember specifically me and about 5 buddies going to a video store and getting this one Friday night and watching it. And man, we just laughed our ass off. This movie here was so bad. And I think the thing about this movie, obviously, other than the ending, and I'm not going to say the ending for those that ain't never seen it. I don't want to ruin it because it's one of the classic horror movie endings. I'm sure you've probably heard about it, but the best part of this, the whole damn movie, and I almost want to throw it in right now just to watch it. I wish I had a screenshot, is the damn policeman's electrical tape mustache. When that policeman gets out of the car, and if you pause it, he literally has got electrical tape because they had to reshoot a scene. He had already shaved off his mustache, and these bitches had no budget, so they just threw on some electrical tape and shot the scene. It's the greatest thing ever. So we seen that. My buddy's the one that noticed it. He was like, "Man, hold on, rewind that." And we paused it. Man, it was the funniest thing ever. So, but this movie is. I mean, this is some of the worst acting in the world, but I don't know why it's so enjoyable, but it is. So it's just classic. It's classic. This kind of shit that we collect. This is high up there for me.
Absolutely, man. You know, one of my favorite one-liners from that movie is when they're all playing softball, and he goes, "Hey, Ricky, eat shit and die." And Ricky goes, "Well, eat shit and live."
Eat shit and live. Yeah. It's so great, man. I love it.
Oh, damn. Well, you know, man, you already showed it, man, and I couldn't do it, man, without them all being in there, because just 2 and 3 is so damn special to me, man. But of course, man, Sleepaway Camp 1, 2, and 3 are right there.
Yeah.
Throw them all together. I can't just pick one. If you want me to be really honest with you, Sleepaway Camp 3, that'd be my favorite because it's just so goddamn cheesy. But 2 just as well. But of course, man, that's fucking classic. I think everybody probably shit themselves whenever what is that? Anchor Bay put out those DVDs back in the day. Everybody was just like, "Gimme, gimme."
Right.
Yeah, man. Sleepaway Camp 1, 2, and 3. Guys, anybody who's watching, who's interested, you can get this one still dirt cheap. No problem. Get the Screen Factory disc. It's great. However, 2 and 3 sells for so much ridiculous money. Save yourself some money instead of paying $300 to have both of these with the slipcovers. Take that money, buy a region-free player, and buy the 88 Films releases, which, they're fine. They probably don't have as many special features as these do. But damn, you'll save a lot of money, and you'll actually get to watch the fucking movies. So I'd say go that route, man. On their sale, like 88 Films was selling them for like fucking, I think it was like 10 Great British pound, man, which is like nothing, man. You buy these off of eBay right now, me looking at $350, man, for these two. Like, it's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy. I spend a lot of time on the Screen Factory Facebook page, and that Screen Factory Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3. Those slips are the most sought after. People are on anybody selling part 2, part 3 for a reasonable price, whatever, and you almost got to sell a kidney to get one. And it's crazy. So those are probably 2. I would say those are probably some of the top 5 most sought after slipcovers. It's part 2 and 3. So, like I said, you're lucky to have all 3 of those. And luckily, I got mine for a pretty good price. They were still expensive, but I didn't pay an arm and a leg for them. I got a pretty good deal for those off eBay. I think maybe right at the time they started getting so sought after. They were already out of print, but I was able to grab them relatively inexpensive. But yeah, I'm kind of proud to have those. Those are hard to find right now.
Ooh, a fucking man. There's no way, man. If I didn't have them to this day, I would not pay $300 for those fucking.
Oh, hell no. Hell no.
What I just said, I'd fucking go to 88 Films, get those releases just so I could watch them.
So I'm not going to say much about this next one because you've already mentioned it, but I had to throw that out there. They Live. And I wasn't sure where to put this movie at. The rest of these are interchangeable. I mean, you could pretty much, any given day, whatever mood I'm in, will be number 1. But you got to throw that one out there. So, yep. And I don't have the rare one. I can't seem to find the rare one. But one day I might get the one with that new, what does it say, buy on there or whatever it says. But I'm happy with that one. So you get that out of the way. But that's
buy sticker. Don't even sweat it.
Oh, I know. It's right there, man. It's my OCD. It's just knowing it's out there. I want it, But no biggie. One day, if I find it for a good price, I might grab it.
Is it one of those things where you wake up at like 3:26 every morning? You're like, "Fuck, I wish this."
It ain't quite that bad. Not yet, anyway. Maybe give me a couple months.
be some bad shit right there, brother. Like, damn, you might
Oh yeah.
bite the bullet and buy that bitch. Oh man. Here we go, right here, man. Fucking got to throw this in the mix, man. This was
Now hold on, we getting down to like the top 5 now, so you better bring the heat.
yeah, definitely. That was you just showed 5 right there. Man, you know, this was already released by the time I got into Screen Factory. Going back to get this thing, God, wasn't a problem. But now, if you had to go try to buy this fucking thing, good luck, because it's going to cost you an arm and a leg to get the bitch. And I think this is probably, as far as special features go, this is definitely up there with like the best features, like the budget that Screen Factory put into special features. But that is none other than Return of the Living Dead. And,
yeah, I love that cover, man. Yeah, love that cover.
I went to go back, man, after I discovered Screen Factory. I found out that they released this as a deluxe edition, came with an extra slip cover, 2 posters, and as you can see behind me, man, like I jumped on that shit, man. This is one of my favorite films, man. So every July 3rd, you know, the day before Independence Day, when it comes up, I always have to pop this movie in and be like, okay, the events took place on July 3rd in the film, so of course to me, I always pop it on that day. But fuck, man, what? I don't think there's anything that can be said about this movie that hasn't already been said, man. If you've never seen this fucking movie, you're living under a rock.
Yeah. Do you have both slipcovers? Do you have the alternate slipcover also?
Yes, sir.
Or actually, I think that is the alternate. But you have both of them.
Well, this is actually the original slipcover. That poster right here, other side, Johnny, right there.
I got you. Yeah.
That's
I see it. Yeah, I see it. I got you.
That's the deluxe one. Like I said, I got the slip back there though. Got both posters, but I do like that.
Yeah.
I like that artwork, the acid freeze.
Right.
I like that just a little bit better.
Yeah, that one you have there is the one I have. The one you have in your hand is the release I have. I don't have the other slipcover.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's the original flip. That's the one that originally came with
okay.
You didn't get the deluxe edition, so
I got you.
Yeah, man, fucking both discs on here, man. I'm telling you, you pop either disc of it in, man. Your movie, nothing.
Yeah.
Long special features, about 26 hours.
Yeah, it's got a ton of them, man. It's got a ton of them. All right, now this next one, me and you were discussing last night a little bit. You know, just kind of curious about the rights, whatever. But got to throw Misery up there. Yeah, you know, we were saying last night how they got the image of Kathy Bates backwards, wondering if that has something to do with you know her wanting to be on the cover or not or whatever. But yeah, this movie right here is probably, in my opinion, one of Stephen King's best movie adaptations. Whatever. I mean, you got Rob Reiner, you know, directing James Caan star and a story by Stephen King. Kathy Bates just knocked it out of the damn park, man. I mean, this movie here, and I watched a video. Don't remember the guy that did the video, but he had the top 10 top 10 WTF moments in horror movies. And this movie right here, I think, was number 1. Everybody knows what scene I'm talking about. You know, the sledgehammer scene. Yeah, it's rough stuff, man. It's rough stuff. I mean, I've seen this movie probably 50 times, and every single time that scene's coming up, you got to turn your head. It's hard to watch. It's rough. But this is probably top. I would say definitely top 10, maybe top 5 horror movies of all times for me. Yeah, I mean, this is great. It don't get much better than that.
Nice, man, dude. I completely agree with you on that too, man. I remember, you know, just the moments of like, I remember my mom like having a copy of that on VHS, and I just happened to walk in the living room. She's watching it, got sucked into it. Never forget that day, man. Just became a fucking fan of that movie ever since, man. It's always just that's great. Let me ask you something honestly. Are you going to splurge and buy the 4K UHD that Kino Lorber's about to pop out here in a little bit?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I do wish that it was coming out from Screen Factory, but yeah, I'm definitely going to grab it. So yeah, I mean, Kino's got some good 4Ks coming out. You hear they're also doing Silence of the Lambs. They got a Silence of the Lambs coming out, and everybody thought that was going to be Criterion's first 4K, but I guess not. You know, Criterion's got a 4K coming out. I don't think they've announced yet, at least last I heard. So I don't know if that's going to be a back title or they're going to have something new they're going to release, but that'll be interesting to see what they do. So I don't know, but yeah, I'm excited about the 4K Misery coming out. That's gonna be a definite day one buy for me.
Me and you both, man. Like I'm definitely eager to see too. And not only that, I want to see if they actually pull together any new special features. I wonder if they got a budget left over after doing that really expensive 4K UHD upgrade after that? Do they have a budget that maybe get an interview or something like that? Maybe they got an associate who can get in with talent and actually get cast for an interview talking about Annie Wilkes. That would fucking be great.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be awesome.
That would be great, man. All right, man. So next up, man, I actually, I do have the collector's edition for this one. You see the poster behind me, but I had to grab the steelbook out because the steelbook has a 4K scan and it looks a little bit better. And I would definitely say if you do have the collector's edition of this one, you love this movie, definitely get the steelbook because it looks gorgeous. But that is Motel Hell. I don't know what it is about this movie, man. I love the hell out of this movie. I think it's so goddamn cheesy and just over the top, man. Like, just can't help but fall in love with it, man. I bought every release of this film I could fucking find, from DVD to Blu-ray. I have a VHS of this back there. Just everything I could find, man. Like Screen Factory's collector's edition, steelbook. I got Arrow Video's 2-disc set, the first print run with the booklet. I've watched every feature, listened to every commentary, you name it, about this fucking movie. And a lot of people don't know this, man, but Rory Calhoun, the brother in the film, actually had cancer the whole time they were filming this movie. He did not let anybody know it.
Really?
Yeah, he didn't want the production studio to know that he was as ill as he was because he was afraid that they would cast him, and he was just starving for work at that time. And of course, man, I can only imagine the medical bills at the time, and he was probably wanting to leave some financial stability behind to his family and everything. But had cancer the whole time they were shooting it, man. He just didn't let anybody know it.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. So it looks like we got 2 viewers here, but I can't tell who it is. So I'm here. Whoever's in here now, welcome. Well, one just left. So yeah, this is my first time going live like this. So I'm trying to figure all this software out, but I can't see the people in the chat, but I can see we had 2 people, now we got 1. I don't know if that one is you or somebody else. But hey, if anybody's out there, hello.
I held up Hell and they were like, oh fuck no.
I seen it go from 1 to 2. I said, damn, somebody's watching us. All right. I'm gonna move on here. This next one, again, can probably be matter of fact, I know this is a top 5 horror movie for me. I would say without a doubt the greatest sequel to date ever made. And I'll argue that with anybody. Psycho 2.
Oh, dude, yeah,
man. This movie here, I mean, I could watch this almost every day and never get tired of it. Yeah. I mean, dude, if you ever just doubt how great this movie is, just pop it in and throw the trailer in. And when the trailer starts, he's sitting in court, and you see Norman Bates do that little side turn. Every time I watch it, it's like, oh shit, I got to watch the movie now. I mean, this Norman Bates, Anthony Perkins is fantastic in this movie. So yeah, this might be a top 3, top 4 horror movie for me. I mean, I love it, man. I love part 3 also. I love part 4. I mean, part 4 is nowhere in the ballpark of this one. Part 3 is a different kind of great. I mean, Jeff Fahey in part 3, I mean, it's great in his own right. But this movie here, I feel like, I know everybody's going to say the first one is the absolute classic, which it is. And I feel like it's a debate, a forever debate, which is better, this one or part 1. Obviously, people are going to say part 1. But if I'm picking one to watch, usually it's this one. 9 times out of 10.
Amen.
So it's fantastic, man. I'll stand by it.
Oh, you know what? I'll stand right there with you, man. That you saying that's probably the best sequel of all time. I'm trying to rack my brain. Of course, I think Evil Dead 2 is going to be right there side by side with it for me. But man, Psycho 2 is too damn special, man. Not to just fucking forget about, man. Like, that is like the perfect fucking sequel, man. I can only imagine what shooting that movie was like, man. I'm sure they were all like, how the hell are we going to live up to the expectation of Hitchcock? Like, damn. Yeah. So I'm sure there was a lot of insecurities just. And
I think originally they were going to do this as a TV movie. And I know when Tom Holland came on to direct it, whatever, everybody thought he was crazy as hell. They were like, dude, you can't touch that movie. You can't make that. You know, and dude, he knocked it out the park. And I don't remember, you can correct me here, but I think Tom Holland had something to do with the original movie. Somehow or another, I thought he knew Hitchcock or he had something to do with, he was part of the, maybe I'm wrong on that. I thought he had something to do with the original movie, whether it was just somewhere in the technical department of it, but I thought he had something to do with it. but I may be wrong. But I know that he was a super fan of part one, and he was coming into this with total respect for the film. And I thought he did a great job. But everybody thought he was nuts. Somebody wanted to touch this as a sequel. And he came on board thinking it was going to be a TV movie. And then it turned out to be as we know, came out in theaters, which I'm glad it did.
Yeah, I mean, I actually early on when I was doing my Screen Factory videos on my channel, I actually got like a viewer because I always gave Tom Holland 100% of the credit for Psycho 2. Even though Tom Holland didn't direct it, Tom Holland wrote that bitch though, and he was right there on set for the storyboard for that film. But yeah, I got kind of called out on that, man. I was talking back and forth with a viewer. Is like, man, like you give Tom Holland all the credit, man, but you're not even giving like the actual director of that movie any credit. And that was Richard Franklin, and not to mention Dean Cundey did director of photography for Psycho 2. It was what a perfect blend. I think that's what makes the movie, man. I'm telling you, Psycho 2 is. If you've never seen Psycho 2, like fucking go grab whatever you got to get, stream it, whatever. Right. Anybody who loves the horror genre will be like, that's classic in itself. Yeah, you already held up Psycho 2, man. Of course, I had to grab Psycho 3 to go with it back there.
Right. Yeah, I thought about the same thing. But yeah, they're interchangeable, man. I mean, Psycho 2 is a better movie, but 3 is. I could watch any of them anytime.
Yeah, but not to mention, man, like kudos to the studio, man, for letting Anthony Hopkins take that director's chair for that one. By the way, because that was, I think that was a topic that wasn't. I think that was an issue at one point with the studio. They didn't want to let him do that, and he kind of had to fight for that.
Yeah. So,
I mean, Hitchcock even told him in the beginning, like, as soon as I cast you as Norman Bates, like, you're never going to live down this character. Like, you're going to be typecasted the rest of your life. And sure enough, Hitchcock was 100% correct.
Yeah.
We always got this weird Anthony Perkins character for anything you probably pretty much watch.
and Psycho 2 might have the best sound effect ever. I'm no spoilers here, but the shovel sound, that might be one of the greatest sound effects in movie history. So it's just a great scene.
I'll tell you this little piece of movie knowledge right here too, and it kind of goes into music. But back in the day when Eminem first came out, like Eminem fucking blew up. Well, in one of his verses of his song, he's actually describing the events that takes place in Norman Bates' kitchen in Psycho 2, where he actually hits his mother over the head with a shovel.
Right.
And he says that line for line in one of those songs, and everybody was like, "What the hell is he talking about?" And I'm like, dude, you got to watch Psycho 2, and you'll know exactly what the fuck he's talking about. Even he's seen that movie.
I have to check that out.
Yeah, man.
I didn't know that.
I think it was on his very. I think that was. It was definitely on his first record. I think it's called "Role Model" is the song. He just fucking he goes Powerade, of course, a diss everybody he could think of, and of course he puts a little Norman Bates line in there, a little bit of flavor in there, and it's very noticeable. It's like, wow, like he's definitely seen Psycho 2. Out to him.
That's awesome, man. So I know I just said a minute ago, and I don't want to contradict myself, that Psycho 2 was one of the greatest remakes ever made. It's my turn to go, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. And I still say that Psycho 2 is one of the greatest remakes, but this would be a fair argument to say this one's pretty damn close to being up there also. You probably know what I'm talking about, whatever. My next one is Dawn of the Dead remake. Dude, Zack Snyder right here, when I seen this in theaters, it instantly became my favorite zombie movie, and it still may be my favorite zombie movie. I rewatched it about 6 months. Well, actually, when I first got this, about 6 months ago, is when I rewatched it. And man, what a freaking great movie. And I think my favorite scene in this movie is them on top of the thing, and they've shoot the Burt Reynolds zombie. And they're looking at zombies that look like famous people. When they shot the Burt Reynolds zombie, it was classic, man. This movie here is fan-freaking-tastic. If you haven't seen this movie, check it out. If you haven't seen it in a while, watch it again. And I love it, man. I love this. This is one of my favorites. So there was no way I could put this in my top 10.
Yeah, for sure, man. That it is, man. That is a great movie. But let me ask you something, man. In all honesty, if you had to pick between Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead or Tom Savini's remake of Night of the Living Dead? Which one would you pick?
Dawn of the Dead.
Really? Wow.
Yes. Yes.
Like,
Now I'll tell you what. Just to be fair, I need to watch the other one. Again, I haven't seen it in years. I probably haven't seen the other one in 3 or 4 years at least, maybe longer. So I probably would need to watch the other one again to give you a fair opinion. But it better bring the damn heat. You better pack a sandwich if it's going to be better than this. I haven't seen that other one in a while, so let me watch it again and I'll give you my opinion on that. But right now, I'm going to say this. So this movie here is just great for me.
You're interested in getting a good Blu-ray of Tom Savini's 1990 remake of Night of the Living Dead. That Twilight Time release is just so out of print and expensive. Go with the Umbrella release, which is like, you can probably get it for like $15, $20 most. I have that release. It's got a good amount of features on it. It gets the job done and it looks fucking fantastic, man. So definitely pick that up, man.
Yeah, I'll check on that. I know I was looking at it on, see if I can find it on Vudu the other day, and I think they only had the standard edition of it. If I remember correctly, that's been a while ago. But I'll check that out and see if I can find that. I need to watch it again.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
so let me ask you. So you would prefer the Tom Savini remake over that one there, over the Zack Snyder?
Hands down.
Yeah, I need to watch it again though. I definitely need to watch it again. I'll give you my opinion. I'll give you an update on that soon.
Yeah, man. As soon as you pulled out Dawn of the Dead, man, like don't get me wrong, man. I do just like you. I got a lot of love for that movie and everything.
Right.
Shit, man. That fucking scene in the movie though, man, where she gives birth, man.
Man, that's rough.
Christ, man.
Yeah. Talk about the WTF moments. That's another one right there.
Exactly, man. It's like you're watching it and it's like, dude, yeah, you want to go take a shower after you see that fucking scene, man. The way she, her transformation too, as she's like actually going into like the third trimester shit, dude. Like just her, oh god, man. Like they walk in there with the flashlights and put it on her belly and shit, dude. That shit looks. I'll never forget it, man. It's just
it's rough, man. It's rough.
So what we got up there so far? We done got 8, right?
Yeah, I got 2 left on my end, so yeah.
Yep.
And then I've got a couple honorable mentions over here.
All right, man. So we're gonna go with this one right here because this right here never really had a release whatsoever in the release that we do have. There's a few audio issues, and you probably know exactly what I'm talking about just by saying that right there. But this was originally this was a Showtime movie that was made specifically for Showtime, and thankfully Screen Factory got a hold of it and put it out. Not the best quality, especially in audio terms, but we do got it. I love it, and I love the artwork of it. That is none other than John Carpenter's Body Bags.
I almost pulled that one, man. I came close.
I know, man. It's the greatest. Man, I put this right there with like Creep Show, Trick or Treat, fucking Tales from the Dark Side. This is right there with them, man. I love the hell out of this flick, man. Now, of course, man, like probably everybody's least favorite story on here, probably the one with the hair plugs and all that shit. What's his name in there? I done forgot it. I should know his name, but
with the hair plugs, you said?
Yeah,
Stacy Keach.
There you go, Stacy Keach. Yeah.
Yeah.
And to see Mark Hamill do this movie too, man, for the eyeball and all that shit.
Yeah.
Dude, that was great. The audio issues, though, I don't know if a lot of people watch movies with headphones on, but if you put a set of really good headphones on while you're watching this movie, during that first segment with the gas station attendant, it has Wes Craven do a little cameo and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, the audio issues, oh my god, man! Like I don't know what the integrity of the elements that they had, but I guarantee you that audio magnetic strip that sticks to the 35 millimeter film, it had to be completely fucked up, and they just had to go away. So,
yeah, hey man, sometimes we got to do that kind of shit to get these, get these on there. Hey, that's fine. That's fine.
At least we got this, and it's not sitting in somebody's shed right now, rusting away.
Exactly. Exactly. I haven't seen that. I didn't see that until I got it on Screen Factory. The Body Bags was one I never got a chance to see, whatever. So that was a first time watch when I got that one, and I loved it, man. I like pretty much any kind of anthology. There's always something I can find that I like about it. I'm gonna be real surprised if this one is not up there. If this doesn't make your top 2 here, or whatever, or next one, or whatever. But John Carpenter's The Thing. I mean, come on, man. This here is horror gold for me. I mean, this it's just fantastic. It's just iconic, man. I don't know what I can say about this. Ain't already been said. I mean, you know, it's just great. I'm kind of surprised I don't have this poster up in my movie room here. I mean, that poster, I've seen that thing my whole life. It's just great, man. So most people, whenever they're asked, what is John Carpenter's greatest movie? You know, you automatically think, you know, Halloween, which, you know, this is the most popular movie by far or whatever. And it probably goes back and forth, which is my favorite, whatever. But it's a good argument to say this might be his greatest movie. So absolutely. I don't know. It's hard. What's your thoughts on that? This compared to Halloween, which one would you prefer?
You know, if I had to take my pick, man, of course, man, I think that's going to be like one of those impossible things because just like you, I go back and forth a lot.
Yeah, I do too.
The hardest thing for me to believe is that when the thing was finally released theatrically, it completely bombed. Like, and I'm going,
oh yeah.
Ow. Like, that's a fucking great movie. And it took, 20 years for people to finally really appreciate and love that movie. And I'm like, dude, like, the special effects in that fucking movie is one of a kind. Like, how do people walk out of the theater disappointed? Like, what the fuck?
You know, and this is getting a, correct me if I'm wrong here, but this is getting a 4K release by the big studio, I think. I don't remember who it is. It's maybe Universal is doing a 4K release of this. So, maybe it's Paramount. I only say that because they got Universal on the back of the disc here. But anyway, the big studio is putting this out in 4K.
So, you're correct. Then it's definitely Universal. Then I don't know why I was thinking Paramount. I'm thinking fucking.
So I'm glad to get this in 4K, but I'm a Scream Factory fan. I still wish they would be able to put this out because I'm afraid that they're not going to throw the special features on here. Not that we really need many more special features. This thing's packed.
Fucking
but
packed.
You know, like you said earlier, I can't get enough of the special features. Give me all you can. Any new interview by whoever, I'd like to hear it.
Yeah, most definitely, man. Like I said, man, to always hear that story of how bad that movie bombed was released, and then what Siskel and Ebert thought of the film too. I'm just like, man, like what the fuck was y'all expecting? Like this is a fucking monumental film, and y'all are disappointed. Like what?
Right.
Yeah, man. You know, when it comes to that disc right there, I will say this. When it comes to The Thing, I would definitely say Arrow Video did such a really good job with their 4K transfer of that one. It's a 4K scan, of course, and then that Screen Factory you're holding up right there is a 2K scan. The Steelbook included both of them because they actually collaborated with Arrow Video to put, Arrow Video's 4K scan in there as well. And that's awesome, man. If you ever get a chance, man, pop in, watch that Screen Factory one, and then go watch that 4K scan by Arrow Video. Night and day difference, brother. I mean, it's just that Antarctica setting, man, with that snow and shit. That 4K scan is almost to the point where it's so damn bright you need to turn down the brightness on your TV and DR settings just a little bit, just to get it right, man, because that shit will blind you. It could be too bright, but yeah, man, that's God, man. If I had to take a pick, man, I'm stuck on that now. If I had to take a pick between Halloween 1978 and The Thing. Yeah, man. It's just, I could say one right now, and then next week I'll change it up.
Yeah, it's like trying to pick your favorite kid. Exactly. One of those things you really can't pick a favorite. But it's a good debate anyway. Like I said, I definitely go back and forth.
Yeah, not to mention too, man. I just learned this just a couple months ago, but that image you showed right there of the original theatrical wrap right there. Of course, it's got the guy in the snow jacket and the lights coming out of the face. Fucking Cody sent me a couple pictures of his tattoos and shit, and sure enough, he's got that bitch like that fucking big on this arm right here. And
wow!
Kudos to you for that. Like, damn.
Yeah, that's good street cred right there. Now that's awesome.
So, Cody, we love you, brother, because we know you. Oh man, so yeah, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So number 10, like I said, I do have a couple more sitting over here. So now I got to pull. This is a no-brainer, really, right here, man. This is one right here that everybody's seen fucking in the 90s and fell in love with it. Thank God Screen Factory put it out. Ooh, there's nothing could be said about this movie that happened instead. That is none other than Tales from the Crypt, Demon Knight. I mean, I had to take that one off, man. I found myself just on a day where I'm just like bullshitting, throwing something on in the background, or just don't really feel like doing much, just kind of down and out. I usually put this movie on, dude, and it picks me up. So That's a fucking what a great film, man. I'm fucking Billy Zane in this movie too, man. God, man. William Sadler too, which is one of my favorite actors, man. Fucking Shawshank Redemption.
Die too.
He did the very first episode of Tales from the Crypt where he plays the electrocutioner and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I remember seeing that episode back in the day, man. Loving that, man. Just how he's like talking to the camera and going over everything. But then to see him in this right here later on, I fucking fell in love with it. But yeah, man.
Yeah, I gotta check out the that release of it. I haven't seen that movie in years, and since I've got it with Screen Factory, I still haven't had a chance to watch it yet. So I probably haven't seen that movie in 10 years, man. So I definitely got to check that out again.
Hey,
it's been a while.
When you got a free moment this weekend, you got about 90 minutes to burn, man. Dude, pop that in, dude. You're gonna love it.
I'll do it. That one and the Bordello of Blood, I haven't seen either one of those yet. I mean, I've seen them, but I haven't seen them since I got the releases. So like I said, it's been years. Yeah, that's a good pick, man. So I'm gonna do my honorable mentions here before I throw my number one out there. Now this next one, I know you've seen it. I think you've seen it anyway. I think we've talked about it. But this was a standalone release, and this one really didn't deserve to be in the top 10. I didn't think, but it was a movie that I thoroughly enjoyed. And the reason why I got so much respect for this movie is I'm just going to throw it up there. Let me know if you've seen it or not. But it's The Battery. Now this movie here, talking about a low budget movie, if you go back and watch the special features on this guy literally made this movie for zero money. He basically borrowed $600 from 10 of his friends. So he made this on a $6,000 budget that he borrowed from friends. He had no money. And the fact that they made this movie, if you watch the making of, the fact they made this movie on the budget they did and for it to be as good as it is, it's pretty impressive. I mean, if you watch special features, basically the car that they spend a lot of their time in, the car broke down. And they didn't have any money to fix the damn car. So where the car broke down at, they just said, the hell with it. We'll finish the movie right here. And they filmed the rest of the movie right there because they couldn't afford to get the car fixed. And so, like I said, it's just, it was pretty impressive. So, I mean, watch the special features on this and you'll like it even more. Watch the movie, then the special features, and you'll love it even more after you see that. Because, I mean, $6,000, he made a great movie. I loved it. It's a zombie flick. You know, it's kind of slow for a zombie movie, but there's some scenes in it, man. I ain't going to spoil it, but there's one scene where this guy has an interaction with a zombie. He's alone in the car. You know what I'm talking about. Dude, I was like, what in the hell am I watching? You know, I ain't never seen no shit like that before. It was crazy, man. But that zombie and that scene, if I remember correctly, I'm 90% sure that zombie was the director's wife. So that was interesting. So yeah, check this movie out, man, and then it's just crazy. $6,000, you make a great movie. Come on.
Hey, well, I'm thinking about too. What's the director's name? Jeremy. Oh god.
I'm trying to think of his name now. I got it up right here. Hold on a second. Jeremy Gardner.
Jeremy Gardner. You know, he also did a film after that one called After Midnight as well. Have you watched that yet?
I have not. Yes, I have. I watched it on Shudder. Yes, that was a crazy ass movie too.
Yeah, I mean that. You know the third about the third sequence of that film too, man. It's the third act anyway. It goes a little left field a little bit, but I enjoyed the hell out of it though. I was like, what the hell keeps fucking around his door at night? Like, holy shit. But,
yeah, he's got another movie coming out. It looks like it's called The Leech, which I don't know much about, but that's one of his upcoming projects.
You know, I know you didn't want to spoil it, but I think just to get it out there, man, because I do agree with you. That's so underrated, and a lot of people don't know about that movie. The scene that you didn't want to give away to people, it's definitely not a minor scene. It's definitely one that's going to grab your attention. But what Alan is referring to is there's a man alone in the car who hasn't been with a woman in quite a while. And we all know every man has his needs. So he's in the middle of, let's say, self-pleasuring himself while a zombie's trying to get in the car, and he's just taking whatever image he can to get the job done.
Yeah, you're thinking, surely he's not fixing to do this. And you're like, damn, he's doing this. Damn, he just did that. You know, it's just crazy.
Dude, he was in full tug.
Oh, man, it was messed up. But yeah, I had a good time watching that movie, man. So I'm eager to see if those guys, to see what else they do, whatever, and see what comes up next. Because I was a fan.
I think they that Jeremy Gardner dude, like, of course he did The Battery, he did After Midnight. Arrow Video took both of those in a limited edition and stuck them both together as a double disc set. I definitely need to grab that, by the way. I just want to have it. I do have The Battery, the Screen Factory one, but I want that After Midnight from Arrow Video. But I do notice that they are a lot in the independent circuit for films. I believe Shudder actually, I think it was called Bliss. I think the name of the movie is called Bliss, but I could have swore I saw him in it, or I saw his credit as a writer. So he's definitely got his name in the pot during that little, doing the little independent circuit thing, and
Okay.
And so kudos to him, man, because I'm like you just said, $6,000 that he borrowed and he turned out with that movie right there. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Fucking great. Well, what was that? You did that's just pretty much like an honorable before your.
Yeah, I got one more honorable mention, and I got my number one.
Oh, and number one.
What'd you say?
I'll tell you what, man. I already pretty much did my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I did my 10. I'll throw a little honorable mention in there. This was a release that was out of print, man. You could only get the DVD, and then you had to spend $50-$60 for it to get it on eBay out of print. This was owned by HBO too at the time. I don't see how the hell Screen Factory got a hold of it, but they did. I believe HBO held the rights to this for the longest time. Could have been a different company though. Could be spacing that out, but this was in fact Screen Factory's first ever rolled poster. Whenever you bought this movie, before this, every poster was folded, but this actually came with the first rolled poster, and that is none other than a classic anthology, which is Tales from the Hood. I had to throw that in there, man. Like I'm surprised. Honestly, I had to go back and forth a couple of times, man, because this about made the top 10 for sure. Dude, Tales from the Hood. I love the hell out of it.
Man, what a great anthology, man. That's a great pick.
Man. You don't get much better than this, man. Fucking Clarence Williams in here too, man. What?
Yeah, he just passed away a few months ago, didn't
he? Yeah, unfortunately, man.
Yeah.
That's a great anthology, though, man.
No doubt. So it was hard to pick this, man, but I had to go with it for my number one of all times, man. That's now I'm fucking with you. It's a joke. But this is the one right here. Like, what the hell is this doing in the collector's edition for Screen Factory? So no, I'm joking. This is not my number one, but I had to pick that bitch up. So I'm not sure why that's even in there.
When you held that,
I hated to buy it, but being
that big, I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, the hell with that movie, man. I ain't ever gonna watch that shit. But I'm not gonna have the whole collector's edition and not have that one. Yeah. So I hated to buy that movie. Every time I see it on the shelf, it just pisses me off. But anyway, no, that's definitely not my top 10. It'll probably never be watched. I've never seen it. Have no desire to see it. So anyway, but I own it. So no, my number one. You already ruined it for me, but that's my number one. That is by far my favorite horror movie. This movie here, man, I've seen this movie so many times. I can remember me and a buddy of mine going to see this in theaters. To give you an idea, I wasn't old enough to drive. My mom dropped us off at the theater to go watch this, and she had no idea what we were going to go see. I think we were told her we were going to see something else, and we snuck in to go see this. And I've seen this movie I don't know how many times, but I love this friggin' movie. The soundtrack, man, it's just everything about this movie is classic. One thing that I found the other day that was interesting was the dude that played the guy in the mortuary. I can't remember his name now, but the guy that had the mortuary, he actually was going to be in part 2, and he interviewed for the role to be in part 2 as the doctor, psychiatrist, or whatever in part 2, and they didn't give him the role. And I don't have any idea why. He applied for part 2. He tried to be in part 2, but they didn't. He didn't get it. They gave it to somebody else. And the guy they gave it to, whatever, did nowhere near the job this guy did in part 1. So I don't because they recast the main 2 leads, whatever, for different roles of part 2. Yep. And they were going to do that for him, but for whatever reason they didn't go with him. So I don't know what happened with that. But this guy was great in part 1. I don't know. They just killed it. Everything about this, from the comedy, the gore, they got the tar man. Yeah, I can't say enough good things about it. I mean, it was fantastic. I have seen this movie probably more than any other horror movie. I could watch it once a week, never get tired of it. So that was my number one. I went back and forth on a couple ones, but that one kept coming back up to the top of the pile.
Yeah, for anybody who's looking to get that movie too, I can assure you right now, if you try to go for that Screen Factory copy, you're gonna, oh my God, you're gonna break the bank trying to buy that thing. There's been a ton of that though. I think they even just released some company just released a steel book of that. So if anybody's just wanting just to get the movie and you're not so much worried about all the special features, because I'm telling you, Screen Factory put about 28 hours of fucking special features on that disc. If you're not worried about none of that, you're just wanting the film, go the cheaper route and go buy the steel book, or go buy a standard Blu-ray copy from MGM, or have the dump, something like that. But you go for that Screen Factory release, and it's gonna be you're gonna pay a test for that thing right now. It's been out of print now. It was one of those titles that they didn't even announce that was going out of print. All of a sudden, we get on the page one day and it's like not available, and everybody's going, "Hey, what the fuck happened to Return of the Living Dead?" And now, like 6, 7, 8 months later, we're all like, "Damn, like that damn thing went out of print quick." Nobody said shit.
Yeah. One thing I can say now that I got all the collector's editions is that when they come out, you can believe I'm going to buy it within 90 days. So I think they guarantee a slip within the first 90 days or something like that. So I'm going to buy the collector's edition as they come out. I'm not chasing these bitches down anymore. That was a challenge. And now that I've got them all, I'm going to make sure I stay on top of it, because I definitely don't want to get behind on that again and have to deal with trying to hunt down slips and all that kind of crap. And that's just, I don't want to do that no more.
Yeah, man. I watched you, man. For me, just starting at the end of 2016, it was already a challenge enough. I was getting lucky because, especially with social media at that point, there wasn't like a whole lot of people like making these specifically Screen Factory Facebook groups, like buying, selling, trading, and it wasn't too heavy. Now it's completely different. The fucking slip covers now just by themselves are going for what the movie itself fucking costs, and that's a whole nother game, man. It's fucking. Man, I'd hate to have to start from day one, like right now, and get all shit again. It'd just be impossible. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I know what you mean, man. I got one last one that I wanted to talk about. This, I guess you would call this another honorable mention. I think you said you've seen this or not. I don't. It's a recent standalone release, but have you checked out Rent-A-Pal yet?
I haven't seen it.
Man, this is a unique, weird-ass movie, but it's one of those movies that when you're watching it, you don't know if you like it or not, but by the time it's over with, it's like, it sticks with you. It's one of those movies that, when you get done watching it, you sit there for a minute going, that was really messed up. They got Will Wheaton in this, and the behind the scenes, Will Wheaton comes in for like one day and shoots all his scenes. And it's a very, very unique movie, but this movie right here will make you go out and want to find a friend and not, be some recluse living in your mom's basement nobody. This movie here is depressing as shit. And you feel so bad for this guy. It just makes you want to go out and find some friends and not be a loser, because this guy here is twisted as hell.
Alan, just so you know, man, like you were doing a good job at selling it, and then you got to the depressing part, and it was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, this is a depressing ass movie. You feel for this dude. It is, man. It's twisted. I mean, this guy here is way off the deep end. But the synopsis of the movie is basically this guy's living in his mom's basement. He's probably in his 40s, high 30s, but living in his mom's basement. And this is back in the I don't know exactly what year it's set in. It's like 80s or early 90s. And today, we got dating services and all this shit, whatever. Well, back then, for the internet, they didn't have all that shit. Well, supposedly there was a dating service that you could go down and get VCR tapes. They would basically have your profile and try to set you up on a dating service, and you would pick up 2 or 3 VCR tapes, take them back home, watch people's profiles that they kind of matched you with. And if it was a match, then they would set you up on a date. Well, this guy found something in a damn bin, like a $5 bin, called Rent-A-Pal. And it's basically Will Wheaton on this tape, whatever. It was supposed to be like a virtual friend that you would watch on this VCR tape, and it was like a virtual friend. Well, this guy, his cheese was already about halfway off his cracker to start with. And he starts watching this Rent-A-Pal dude, whatever, and I'll just let you watch it from there. But it gets twisted as hell. By the end of it, you're just going, holy shit. So I was real impressed with this. I don't think this gets enough attention when it came out, whatever, but it's a good watch, man. Definitely different, if nothing else.
I just want to mention that you did the analogy of his cheese was already halfway off his crack.
Yeah, he ain't all there to start with, and this to watch him kind of slip off into full ass crazy. it's enjoyable.
Look, man, over here in Georgia, man, we have an analogy, something kind of like a similar to that. It's like, yeah, somebody pulled that motherfucker's cornbread out a little bit too soon.
Yeah, he ain't the crispiest egg roll in the buffet.
Oh shit, man. All right, man. I'll sling through the two, man, because like I had to throw these in the mix, man. I'll pile through them right quick, man. I had to throw this one in there, man, just because we got so fucking duped on that Anchor Bay Blu-ray. So when Screen Factory finally released this one, it wasn't. They did release it around Christmas time, so it was fucking Christmas for me. But that is Silent Night, Deadly Night, the first one.
Oh yeah.
I don't give two a whole lot of hate because I still love that one, even though part 2 is basically 45 minutes of Silent Night, Deadly Night 1. But this one right here, man, I'm telling you, every Christmas pops up, man. This is like the first go-to fucking film, like, you know, with the National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, Krampus, you know, and all the other ones. But that's definitely a go-to. Anybody who doesn't have that film right there, grab that Screen Factory Collector's Edition. If you have that Anchor Bay Blu-ray and you're just like, yeah, well, I'm kind of okay with that, and I don't really feel the necessary need to upgrade. Yeah, you're thinking wrong. Throw that Anchor Bay fucking release in the garbage can. Go get this one. You'll be a lot better off of that one. 10 times better. And last one up right here, man. Had to throw this one in the mix. This was released not too long ago. And, man, thank God that they did it, man. And that's fucking, of course, Night of the Creeps, man. Tom Atkins, just fucking greatness, man. That's the movie right there. You grab a 12-pack of beer, sit in your living room, start piling through them, pop this on.
What's Tom Atkins' famous line? Entertain me, or impress me, or what was it? Thrill me.
And of course, his famous one-liner in that too is when he's look out the window. He's like, "Good news is your dates are here. Bad news is they're dead.
They're all dead." Yeah, great movie, man. Great. It's another one that I hadn't seen in a long, long time when I watched it on the Scream Factory release. And you know, you got the main kid in it, whatever, the one that played Rusty in European Vacation. Don't remember his name, whatever, but it was cool to see him in this.
Yeah, man.
Which I don't think I've seen him in anything else, whatever. So that was kind of neat to see him play this role.
He didn't hire the man, and his management was just like, nobody's ever going to call us again.
Well, man, I appreciate you joining me again, Johnny. I'm going to have to get on out of here. I got some stuff going on. You know, this is my poker night, and I got to do some stuff on the honey-do list before I go to poker.
I got you.
But I appreciate you joining me again, buddy. We'll definitely do this again soon. You know, I think we're doing okay. We're learning how to get these live streams going, so we'll get better and better as we get along.
Yes,
but
sir.
y'all please get out there and get on Johnny's channel and support him and he's got some good stuff. So y'all like his channel and check him out. And you know, I appreciate everybody that I see people kind of bouncing in and out. We ain't got any comments, but I keep seeing the numbers go from 0 to 1 to 2. So we had a few people check in on us. So anybody that dropped by, I appreciate it. Y'all feel free to like the channel, subscribe, comment. We love to hear from you guys. Let us know what we're doing wrong. Y'all give us some advice. Let us know y'all's top 10. You know, I always love talking about these titles and hearing people's opinions. So, but I think that's all I got, man. Johnny, you got anything you need to say before we get out of here?
Hey, man, just same as always, man. I can't wait till we do the next one, man. We'll think of a good idea, man. Maybe the next one we'll pull off our top 10 favorite arrows or something like that, man. We'll do another one.
Yeah. That sounds good, buddy. Well, Johnny, I'll get up with you, man. And like, again, I appreciate you joining me on this thing, man.
Absolutely, brother.
So I will talk to you soon. And again, guys, thanks everybody for joining. You guys take care.